Department of Commerce exposed. Fraudulent at best, criminal at worst, and here we go. Now, I have told you about the American National Standards Institute and the American National Crediting Board, and I'm just going to say this. They founded the International Accreditation Forum around 1993, and their association is over in Australia. The IF and ILEX is a sister organization in Australia, which is the International Laboratory Accreditation Cooperation. Okay, and both of those companies they have both national and international accreditation bodies on board. And what happened is that they are equivalent in accreditation to ANSI, ANAP. We're going to just hit upon the National Institute of Standards and Technology, who had a gentleman that was a representative from NIST on ANSI, ANAP's board, which probably meets maybe 1 to 3 times a year. And he was getting paid $120K plus his federal salary. You can't make this up. We came out with a defund NIST press release probably around 2017 or so. And we received this email from an employee a former employee of an MEP, a manufacturing extension partnership. So you have a guy representing the Department of Commerce through NIST, which is an ANSI ANAP member. And ANSI ANAP is paying to keep that guy on their board probably. Who knows? That's illegal any way you look at it. But because they're all involved with each other, see, ANSI and ANAP, ANSI took over complete control over ANAP in 2018. So whether I talk about it 20 years ago, I talk about it just today, it's still ANSI and ANAP in my book, in my vocabulary, in my visual perception. It still is. What I want to do is I want to read you this note, this email that we received in complimentary fashion to the press release we put out about defunding the National Institute of Standards and Technology Manufacturing Extension Partnership. It is 50 strong in 50 states, where they get both state and federal funding, and 64.85% of it go to pay their management and personnel. And this is the organization was supposed to be built. This is what it was billed as. We are going to revitalize our manufacturing sector. Like shit. So let me just read this to you, and then that's going to be it for this video. But I want you to grab this, because I don't know what Howard Lutkin, I know he's been on board, all the rest of this stuff, and it's a big organization. And in this organization, many times they do not hire the best and the brightest to surround them. So he probably doesn't know this is going on. So Howard, if you're not watching it, I hope you had I'm sure you had a nice Passover, but here we go. And this is a story that I want you to listen to, ladies and gentlemen. First, I will say that I am a former NIST MEP employee. How I was let go. I was the top performer in the organization, measured by sales, billable hours, and impact. I do not dispute my being let go. I was a square peg in a round hole. I support your defunding of the MEP system. Besides the unethical behavior you have described, there is so much waste and unethical behavior, it was impossible to live with. 1. Many of the manufacturing specialists and consultants are less than 25% billable. No firm can operate without funding at this billable rate. I now have my own consulting firm and I average about 90% billable. I doubt if you can afford to have people working for you at 25%. 2. Relationships and co-funding of other nonprofit agencies was jokingly called money laundering. The NIST MEP, which is a not-for-profit, the NIST MEP, Manufacturing Extension Partnership, would become a sponsor for other nonprofits, give them money, and then they would give us money. I totally agree with your statement that you've been in quality management for over, at that time it was 30 years, and I assure you, if a consulting group such as the MEP was talented enough to help companies increase sales by 12.6 billion in sales as they claim, they certainly do not need a tax-funded business welfare system ripping off the middle class over $100 million every year. Keep pushing and drain the swamp. That was the first time when Donald Trump was in office. So let me just tell you this. In 2023, they investigated the NIST MEP and found out that they were doing some crazy things with budgets and all this stuff. It's a fraud. It's a fraud that's been perpetrated not just on us, the taxpayer, but the poor mom and pop machine shop who needs money to buy a machine. They will say, oh, we do great, and they will get people to lie for them, that they gave money to because they're buddies. Trust me, I'm in Connecticut. We saw what Constep does firsthand. Are you kidding me? And the worst thing is, in these meetings, they had Richard Blumenthal, Rosa DeLauro, Jim Himes, Chris Murphy, Joe Courtney, all the politicians around there. Do you think, could it be a possibility, since they're not for profit, and they just said, this person, the former employee, just said that that they give money back and forth to nonprofits and they call it money laundering. Could our politicians be getting donations from them that they can't ever tell where it went? Goes under miscellaneous? Is that why they hang out with them? We got pictures of them. Blumenthal, DeLauro, Himes, Murphy. And it's disgusting. It really is. Let me see. Do I have any on me? Oh, yeah. Here it is. There we go, my friends. Sorry it's backwards, but there's Richard Blumenthal and then President Bonnie DeConti. Up here is Jim Himes, and down here is Chris Murphy. We have other ones too. I don't have to show you all of it. You know what it is? Basically, their motto is this concept: accomplish less, waste more, improve never. I heard them being advertised on the local radio station, and I almost puked, honestly. My telephone number is 203-556-1493, and I want to leave it here. This is about the NIST MEP program. It's a ripoff. And this is its saying, it's its motto: accomplish less, waste more, improve never. And that's for you small machine shops out there. Unbelievable. Again, 203-556-1493.